Okay, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if we can make this turn up a treat. Wondering how big we're going to go 400 with this. Going to take a little bit of contrast. Actually, we're going to just make it a little lighter, a little bit, not all the way light. See how we go with this, folks. Oops. Okay. Right, what do we got? Looks like we got here a photo of some dancing girls. I think it came out of a Korean magazine or Korean paper. Just cut it out. It looks really interesting and really colourful. So it looks interesting. So we've got these girls. I'm actually thinking that the vertical might not be quite 400. So I'm going to try maybe on the vertical, make it a little bit smaller. So we're going to make it 394%, because it's going to be too big otherwise. I'll soon find out. If it's a bit small, doesn't matter. We're going to use this as a master copy, because it's on the horizontal, it's going to be too small, I do believe. So I have to fit it the page to make it look good. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, even I can see that even at a lower enlargement, it's still cut off the edge of the bottom here. So yeah, but it's not quite long enough for that. So that looks interesting, but we can do better than that. Wondering if we're gonna maybe make this vertical a bit smaller. So we're going to make it 300. We're going at 390, because we're going to have to enlarge the next copy anyway. We're going to cut things off at the next lot. So let's see how we go with a little bit less enlargement on the vertical, not the horizontal. So the vertical, that looks a bit better, but it's still too tall. Still a little bit, yeah. Make it even smaller, folks. Gonna make it, didn't think it was going to be that big. So we're going to call it 380. We're going to take it down to 380. Then we can fill the page off our master copy. This will be our master copy if I get it the right size. If I get it a little bit less, yeah, it's still too tall. Wondering if we're gonna try another take, but it looks good color wise. The colors look brilliant. So I'm wondering if we're gonna just hack off a large piece. We're not gonna go nibble. We're going to go 370. We're going to take off another 10%. Hang on, I just thought of something. I just thought maybe even that's a bit small of amount. We're going to call it 360. Stuff that. We're not going to nibble piece by piece. Nibble, nibble, nibble. We're going to bite off a huge chunk, because that's it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Anyway, we got it. That looks a lot better. You can now see the bottom of the page, so we know how big we're going to make this. We just use that foot as a reference. So this is going to be, we're going to use this as our master copy. Now we've got a master copy that we're going to use. So we're going to send this off to the recycle bin. And we're just going to use this as our master copy. So we're going to line this up on the glass, and we're going to give it some enlargement to fill the page. So I was actually wondering if I should have kept the original to use as a reference, or maybe we'll be fine with this. So now we're going to go and switch to copied paper. That took a bit of time. The horizontal is going to be 120, and the vertical is going to be less. It'll be 100 and going to make it 115. I don't know how this is going to work. Well, maybe we're going to make it 120. Oh, fuck this user interface. 100 and... So we're going 120 on both sides. And we're just going to do some adjustments here if needed. Maybe the copy density could go a bit darker. And I think that should do the job, hopefully. Stabilizing image, please wait. Typical Konica Minolta. So let's see how we go. Printing off our pieces to make this into a nice mirror image. See if we've got it looking good. Anyway, that looks like we've lost heaps of the girl's feet. Again, we've made it too big. Wondering if we're gonna... But it still looks good. We've cut off a lot of the arm on this. So I'm thinking we're going to make this... fucked up. We seem to be fucking up with the enlargement, folks. We don't seem to be getting what we basically want. So we're going to make this 115 by 115. And we're just going to maybe lighten off the copy density. It's too dark. It looks backgroundy. Maybe the contrast, we're going to leave it. So we're going to print off. We're not going to get a perfect image, folks. We're going to have to accept that. This is not Utopia. And in Utopia, photocopiers don't exist. We don't need them because it's such a perfect place. But we're not there yet, folks. So we're not in Utopia, so we have to live with what we have in this world. And photocopiers are an intrinsic part of this world, folks. So I'm wondering where the centre is going to be there. So I wish I didn't have to cut the feet off as much, but anyway, it still looks pretty good. I normally end up cutting things off anyway with these mirror images that I make. So let's see how that goes. So that's our second piece to this job. Second piece. And we're just going to punch off the mirrors after this. So we're just going to punch off the mirrors. So we're just going to make mirror image, switch it on, and punch off two. Okay, let's see how we go. Hopefully this will come up a treat. Yeah, that looks good. So now we just put our pieces together for this K-pop. It looks like K-pop, Korean pop, some kind of Korean pop group. This is being nudged. I just nudged that one out of place. A little bit difficult, folks. So that one's been moved a bit too. So I've got to move that out of place. It's not easy, folks, lining these up. They're a bit curly as well. So unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit more challenging trying to straighten these up in relation to each other. Anyway, that looks really quite nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.